We went through a wave not so long ago where we had no guys in their 40s. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was weird. And there were guys in their 30s, even some in their 20s, 50s and 60s that were contacting us to help them find a woman from Eastern Europe, right? Then we have a bit of a wave of guys from within the age range of 40 to 49.
We're in this range now.
Yeah, in this 40s range, right? And one thing that I've noticed from talking to these guys over our coaching calls is, why do you want to do this, right? It's a question that we always ask the guys that call us on the consulting calls. Why would you want to go and do this now? Like, what's your motivation? Like, how do you know about dating women, say, from Ukraine? And something that's come up a few times over the last few weeks is, I'm getting older and I want to have a family and I don't really have many other options in the West, right? And we say, why? Why is there no options in the West? And we know the answer, and it's because their values and their goals and what they want out of a relationship don't fall in line with what is available in the West. And I think a lot of guys out there is probably thinking similar things as, what are the options? And if you haven't thought about it, and you probably have thought about it, but maybe this video will bring it a little bit closer to the surface. And so my question to you guys out there who are in your 40s, who wants to have a family, what are your actual options out there? We always talk about women with this biological clock that's ticking, this baby rabies, right? But men have this as well. And I believe it happens around about 45 to 50. Men realize that, I should be having children now. And we're very mathematical men, like we're very analytical, right? And we think, okay, so if I have a kid when I'm 51, the kid's going to, when the kid is 20, going into his 21st birthday, whatever, I'm going to be in my 70s, 75, 76, 77 maybe. Do I really want to be like that, right? Especially if you have the urge to have a family and your options back home, are not going to suffice, right? So what actually are the options? And people can argue this fact, and they can say, well, there's plenty of dating apps and you have a plethora of different online methods to meet women, right? But this is not really the case, and a lot of people are talking about this now, how your options on dating apps are actually really, really shitty. Let me give you some examples. I have something prepared. So this here I thought was very interesting, and it was using Tinder, the matches between men and women, and the activities that go on within Tinder. And as you can see here from this graph here, most men swipe 50%. Have you seen this before?
Yeah.
Most men swipe about 50-50, right? So they look at it, they go yes, no, based on how the woman is going to look, right? Okay, and that kind of sounds normal. If the women were doing that as well, it would actually be a fair playing field and it wouldn't be such a bad thing. It would kind of be normal. But that's not what's happening. Is that women are actually swiping no, they're swiping left 95% of the time, which is crazy, which almost makes it kind of pointless for men to be on just by looking at this, right? And then the matches that they are getting, that the women are actually getting, is 1.8 and the men is 1. You would think that would be 1 to 1, but I think 1.8, maybe it accounts for women matching with women, perhaps, maybe? I don't actually know. But these are the odds that you have on the most popular dating app, which would be the best place to take the most amount of data from, is Tinder. But the thing that really throws this thing off is that 70 to 80% of the people on Tinder are men. Think about that for a second. Men are paying for this app too. Whatever it is, 30, 20, 40 bucks a month, whatever the gold, Tinder, VIP, whatever it is at the moment. So your odds of using Tinder is heavily skewed. So you could, if you were a betting man, you would delete the app and go, this is absolutely pointless. My odds are so low. But if you are in the top 10% of men or 1% of men, well, then you're going to be sleeping with a lot of women. And why wouldn't you? Like, as a...
You probably won't be on the app.
Yeah, well, no, they would be on the app because this is their place to shine. This is where they're getting everything. So in terms of a reproductive strategy, it's the best place to go is right here, according to this data. Most amount of women...
Are you talking about women? Okay.
Well, the most amount of women here. But if you're getting that 1% matches and you're in the men there, you're sleeping with all of the rest of the women. You can choose whichever woman you want. Okay. So it's not a good place to be anyway. So, we're not here to tell you what an answer is. We have a solution, obviously, but we're not here to say that this is what you should do because it's not for everyone. But you have to think about this, right? Because one thing for sure, time is going to pass and you are going to get older and your worth as a man will diminish over time. I don't care if people say that, men go up in value and women go down in value over the age of 40. It depends on the man, right? It definitely depends on the man, right? So you can't put everyone into that category. But if you're just an average man, just a normal man in his 40s who works a good job, who works hard, who knows he'll be loyal, who knows he wants to have children, and he knows that he wants to grow a family around him, what options do you have? And I'm saying that with a period at the end of it, with a full stop. What options do you have? And let's make it even worse for you. You live in a town where there's not that many, like it's not a big city.
You either know somebody, everybody, or there's nobody to date.
Yeah, and the problem is that in that small towns, well, they're still probably on Tinder as well. So they're
And
still
just
running
going
this.
like from house to house.
Well, yeah.
Now, we recently have a call with a guy who told us that he wants to get the service of the matchmaker, because like we kind of actually told him that why would you hire the matchmaker? Like this was the question that we asked, and he said that I tried it myself and it wastes so much of my time that I can spend good like on new project, on work, on like self-development, gym, rather than sitting there and swiping and guessing, that I'm ready to pay for that, like to know that there's professional people who can do that, present you the best, that we will definitely make sure that it is working out. But of course everything depends on you, and you will have spent time talking to these ladies, coming to see them, and etc. So we can cut wasting of your time by presenting you good ladies, to introducing you, but the rest of that of course of you. But he say like guys, you understand your value, like this was exactly his words. He said, guys, but you understand your value, right? And we were sitting with Stryker like, okay. He said like, you in a short period of time can introduce me to 12 ladies that I want, like, and that interested in me mutually, so why would I do it myself? And me and Stryker like, guys, like, thank you so much. We always like hear the compliment, oh, like it's like I talked to you, like I saw your videos so many times, and like thank you for your advices. But this actually made us think that we just do our work, but I don't know, maybe for you not as much, but for me it was like, really, like where else like anybody can just go and meet that amount of ladies? Or like, I mean, I wish it would be maybe for the guys as well, like ladies also want to meet 12 guys at the same time, but like where else can it be? Like where, knowing that you can always call your matchmaker, you can always rely on somebody, and it's not like a commercial of like matchmakers, but it's just the reality of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to, like, if somebody is successful in business, they don't have time to muck around with certain things, right? So they may have an assistant that goes and picks up their dry cleaning. They have somebody that schedules appointments for them. They have somebody that comes and cleans their house or their office, because they know that their time is far more valuable, right? And they know that there are people out there that do this as a job. They're experienced, they understand, they have knowledge, they have connections, they have network. So it makes more sense for somebody who is busy and has shit to do to go, you do it for me. Can you present me with, say, 12 women, which is one of our packages, 12 women in a short period of time that I will go and I will meet, and I'll see if there is a connection. Straight away, you've cut out this problem with the Tinder, right? Because according to this, chances are if you do meet a woman on Tinder and you go out for a drink, you're not going to like her anyway, right? According to this, right? Because you're not going to get, the top woman. If we say that, can we call it that? I know it sounds very good, but the top women. So straight away, you're meeting women who you're attracted to, they're attracted to you, and you have similar values and goals and stuff like that, which we've worked out before. And then you get those in a space of a month, or maybe 2 months, or whatever, 5 weeks, whatever it is, however we run it. And in terms of what's that worth to you, only you can decide that. Yeah. Some people, it's like, I don't have much money and I want to go over and I want to travel around backpacking. And guys do that, and it just blows my mind. Guys do that because they want to save some money. And it's
ending up
in terms of the strategy when it comes to the actual process of her moving to your country and what you're going to do from there on, it never works. Like, it's a disaster. Like, there's a lot of, you don't have any support basically, and nobody's going to help you along the way. But in terms of the topic of the video, we've digressed as we normally do. But the topic of the video is like, what are you going to do? Like, that's a serious. I mean, like, I've got guys, friends single in their 40s, and I know that they're thinking about it, and soon it's going to happen is that as you get older, you're going to think, okay, well, now I'll date a woman with a child, or okay, I'll date a woman that's, not blonde, blue eyes, but this one. Okay, and you'll start to change what it is that you want. the earlier on that you can do it, the more the cards are in your favor for what you actually want. Now, I'm not talking about, like you may think you want a tall, blonde, beautiful woman who, you know, speaks perfect English, has no kids or whatever. I'm not saying that a woman that isn't perfect for you, but she'll be perfect for you at that time, at that particular time in your life. But all I'm talking about is like now, like what options do you actually have?
Think about that, and if you want us to help you, book a strategy call, and I think that we will help you to find at least a strategy for you for the next like year or two. Like what should you do with your dating life?
Yeah, one thing I always say here, and I say this quite a bit these days, I say if someone's thinking about it, they've thought about it for a while, but they're not quite sure yet or whatever, and I say if you picture yourself in 5 years' time, have you already gone and done it? Are you already with a woman and living in your country? Maybe you have a family or whatever. And they say yes. And I said, so what's the rest of the time for? What's the rest of the time for from now to then? You're going to be 5 years older. Your options are going to be different than what they are now. So what's the difference? So, and only you can answer that question and decide what's right for you. So food for thought. We'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.